Justin Sherburn is a composer, producer, and musical director, and the mastermind behind the captivating Montopolis project. Recently, he performed a live score to the silent film The Return of Draw Egan at Lockhart's Gaslight Baker Theatre. We caught up with him at the theater before he went on to discuss his work and his process. Oh, and in case you missed the theater performance, you can check out Justin with his project Montopolis in San Marcos on March 22nd, with a live performance and viewing of the film Yacona, in which he scored the entire soundtrack. We featured that on episode 36. You can learn more at montopolismusic.com.
Hi, I am Justin Sherburn. I write music. I do a lot of live scores for silent films. And tonight here at the Gaslight Baker Theatre in Lockhart, this is a tribute to Ennio Morricone. And I'll be performing excerpts of his music set to a silent film called Return of Draw Egan. So there's a long and storied history of this particular performance. Originally, I did this in, I think, 2014. And we just did it to the original movie. And my idea was to arrange all this various music of Ennio Morricone and set it to old silent film. And so I did that, and it was a lot of fun. But then we decided to do it again years later. And I had two comedians who are associated with Master Pancake Theater, a popular comedy show at Alamo Drafthouse. And they rewrote the film. So they took this original film, it's an old Western starring William S. Hart, and they extracted all the dialogue cards from the film. And they replaced those dialogue cards, much like Master Pancake would do, talking over the film, rewriting the film for a new experience for the audience. They rewrote the dialogue cards to make it hilarious. And I think they did a great job. It's pretty funny. You know, it's a bunch of stupid jokes, and it's real silly, and we have a good time with it. Detriment, probably. I kind of want to always push the envelope, and like just doing a score to a silent film isn't enough. I mean, these are public domain films. You can do whatever you want with them. That's the idea, is to take what's in the past and make something new with them. That's why we have public domain, you know? And so it's a lot more difficult because, you know, people are purists, and especially in the film community, and they want to see like the original Nosferatu, the original, you know, Man with a Movie Camera or whatever. But the whole public domain idea is to like, here's this stuff from the past, let's make it new again. And so I always want to kind of mess with the formula a little bit and have fun with it. I mean, I guarantee you there would be nobody screening The Return of Draw Egan for any reason whatsoever if it wasn't for this. This in particular is pretty easy, honestly, because I didn't write the music. I'm just rearranging the music of Ennio Morricone. And to me, the fun part was, I really wanted to dig deep into Morricone because he's so prolific and he wrote so much music. And only a small fraction of that music is his classic Western themes. But he wrote all this great music for all these different things. And so I do play the classic themes, Good, Bad, the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars, Ecstasy of Gold, these kind of things are in there. But a lot of it is like, he did all this kind of, I'm a real fan of like, kind of the funk scores of the 70s, like Lalo Schifrin, and Ennio Morricone was doing that as well, where it was like this crazy instrumentation, you know, like this funk rhythm section and like a tabla player and, you know, just random stuff that they were doing. And to me, there's like, it's a lot more funny, you know, to put that stuff against in a Western. Rather than, you know, and so I don't know, I just had a lot of fun digging deep into the Ennio Morricone catalog and picking little weird things and putting them in there. One thing I discovered was this film Revolver It's like an action film from the 70s, and it's got this great music. And so I stole a lot of things from that soundtrack. Montopolis, this group, so basically, let's go the Wayback Machine. Justin was a sideman for many years, and he played with various groups in Austin. I played with like 8.5 Souvenirs, this jazz group, and Arkenville River, a rock and roll band, and lots of groups in between. And finally, around 2009, a friend of mine asked me to compose music for this adaptation of a film called Le Ballon Rouge, The Red Balloon, and he was doing a theatrical piece, an adaptation of that film. And so I, for the first time, wrote a whole instrumental piece of music, hour and 20 minutes, something like that, and set it on a group of like 6 or 7 musicians. And we had a great time doing it. It was super fun. It was like, oh, this is a whole other thing I can do, not just be a sideman. And so that's how Montopolis began. And so after that, then I was looking for what's the next project that we can do. And so I found this film Man with a Movie Camera, and we did a live score to that, and it was a lot of fun as well. And so that kind of set me on the path. Basically, at the end of the day, it's an ability to get out of sort of rock clubs and that kind of environment and more of a concert setting, more of a chamber music setting in these theaters. And that's become a big catalyst for me. And I think just a really interesting subculture in our society right now, art house cinema. And that's what I'm doing a lot of. I'm touring around the country playing at these art house cinemas. And because of the shift in our culture, this subculture has become so important because, a lot of that content has sort of shifted up river to where a lot of films that used to be exclusive to art house cinema has gone, to the major cinemas. And I feel like the art house cinemas around the country that are really thriving are becoming more like multi-purpose, multidisciplinary venues. And they're doing film screenings, but they're also doing, music performance and, just gathering. It's really like where intellectuals and communities gather, cinephiles gather, people who love the arts gather on a real community, roots-based, grassroots level. And it's really fun because that's where the smarties in every town gather. And it's fun. Those are my people. And so that's why I'm, continue, and I'm really enjoying, playing in all these places around the country.